Chapelwood was organized in 1949, and it serves an area probably of 45 miles in any direction. Some of our leaders are actually scattered all over Kingdom Come.
We do reach out not only to all of our members, but to our community, to our nation, to our world, and our potential is unlimited.
I think Chapelwood does a great job of providing so many opportunities for whatever walk you are in life.
We're trying to find a way to help them discover the power of the risen Christ in their midst that can help them to become more integrated and more whole, because the Christian life is intended to heal the wounds of our soul. We're going to be serving children and youth and challenge people and people who may never darken the door of this church. This is a missional church.
Our youth today really need a safe place where they can come and retreat from everything the world is telling them and throwing at them. And I think that Chapelwood really does provide that for our youth.
I've gotten to know many of my friends through Chapelwood. Every time when I've had struggles, they'd be there just to help me. They just make me stronger with my walk with God.
When you see the number of young people attending, you know that we're having problems with facilities to accommodate them. And that's a great problem to have.
We are overrun with youth, and we have no place for us to go.
At Chapelwood, things are a little bit crowded in the kids section because there's so many kids that are coming to Sunday school.
I think children are really important to Chapelwood because when they grow up, they could be ministers here.
It's a church where you learn so much about God. You just learn so much, you want to just hold them in your hands, but you can.
My Sunday school teachers, they're wonderful, they're so nice, they've always been nice to me.
They just teach the little kids that someday when they grow up, they'll take their spot and it'll just be a chain that goes on forever.
If I didn't have Chapelwood to go to on Sundays, my life would be incomplete.
You have the Circle of Friends area that is extremely important. It's been a growing area of importance to the church.
Circle of Friends is for like special people who need help, and just while walking by, I've seen it. They've been having a lot of fun.
If you need help with your prayer life, you ought to show up to the Circle of Friends on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and listen to them pray. It'll put faith back inside of you.
Look at our Hispanic ministry. 5-10 years ago, we had no Hispanic ministry, and if you had told me that we would go into Spring Branch and build a family development center, that we would have volunteers every week at Spring Branch Elementary School, I would have been astonished.
We've got the right kind of leadership. We've got the right kind of vision. We just need the space. And if we have that space, incredible things are going to happen. If the truth were known, we probably should have done this campaign about 4 years ago. We don't build buildings in the hope that someone will come. We build them because they're there and we're behind times.
I think we've all got the same mindset that we need this expansion and that in the next couple of years it's really going to benefit the church.
And so we need everybody to stop and think and pray and sacrifice for the good of the church and for the future generations.
For generations to come is such an awesome opportunity for everyone who are members or not members at Chapelwood to give to the youth of tomorrow, to give to what this world will become and beyond and beyond.
I think when you're giving sacrificially, you're really depending on God to see you through and to provide for you what you need to get through day to day. And when you give to God first, He will provide.
Sacrificial giving really means to me that I'm making sacrifices so that others can benefit. In many instances, it's not an instant benefit. Some of the times it is. But a lot of that sacrificial giving last and last and last.
I think sacrificial giving means it really is going to create a sacrifice in some part of your life, of your spending.
You know, one less order of fries or one less cup of coffee or something like that, and put that towards something that is really needed.
I don't believe that God is concerned about how much you give. I believe that God is concerned about the actual sacrifice. And so each person has to prayerfully consider what God would have them do.
Prayer is how people are going to decide what to do. What we try to teach people to do, and what we hope they'll do, is to ask God, Lord, what do you want me to do? And sit with that question. And that they'll do what God wants them to do.
I think prayer is very important when it comes to anything that we do here at Chapelwood, but especially in something as big as expanding and growing, not only physically but spiritually.
We will prayerfully consider what we can do, but I think we'll also think back at what Chapelwood has done for us and how that will impact what we will finally decide to do.
All you have to do is look around Chapelwood and see that God has already provided. Every time we've needed to make improvements in the past, it's been provided. And our prayer is that He will help us to provide that again now.
Truth is, we will never reach this goal if God's not involved in this. If God doesn't lead people to be generous, there's no way we're going to do that. We can't do this by ourselves. It's too large. With God, all things are possible. And we don't want everybody to feel stressed about this. We want everybody to do what God leads them to do. Last time we had a campaign, I decided what I could do, and then God led me to do twice that much. And it was life-giving for me. I had to say no to some things. But your yes to God doesn't mean anything unless you say no to something else. It's when you deny yourself and take up your cross, follow Him, that you find life. People that find their lives lose them, and the ones that lose their lives find them.
And I think that God can do anything, that we shouldn't put Him in a little box, that anything is possible with Him, and I think we're going to be surprised at the outcome.